Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling smaller than when you entered it? Confused? Maybe even convinced that you are the one to blame? You aren't alone. There's a reason it feels like a fog rolling in. It's not just a disagreement. It's a psychological ambush. Manipulation isn't always loud. It's rarely a villain twirling a mustache. It's subtle. It's the friend who makes you feel guilty for saying no. It's the partner who rewrites history until you doubt your own memory. It's the colleague who takes credit for your work while making you feel privileged to be on their team. These aren't just difficult people. They are architects of confusion. They build mazes in your mind designed to keep you trapped inside their version of reality. And the exit isn't found by fighting harder. It's found by understanding the architecture. Today, we aren't just going to talk about who manipulators are. We are going to dismantle how they operate. We are going to reverse engineer their playbook. And most importantly, I'm going to give you 7 specific psychological moves that act like a master key, sliding into their locks and breaking the mechanism from the inside. By the end of this video, you will never feel powerless in a conversation again, because you will see the strings. And once you see them, you cannot be pulled by them. To shut down a manipulator, you have to understand what they are running on. What is their operating system? It's not anger. It's not even cruelty, necessarily. It is a desperate need for control and an unwillingness to take personal responsibility. Manipulation is the shortcut they take to get what they want without asking. Asking requires vulnerability. Asking opens the door to no. Manipulation bypasses your choice. It hacks into your emotional core, your guilt, your vanity, your need to be liked, and uses it as fuel. Think about the last time someone made you feel obligated to do something you didn't want to do. They didn't point a gun at your head. They simply said, "After everything I've done for you," or "I guess I just expected better from you." They didn't force you physically. They activated a program inside you, a program labeled debt or duty, and you complied. That is the hallmark of a successful manipulation. You believe the decision was yours. You believe you acted out of kindness or duty. But deep down, you feel the resentment. You feel the weight. That weight is the chain. To break the chain, we have to starve the machine of its fuel. And its fuel? Your emotional reaction. Technique number 1 is the simplest to execute, yet the hardest for people pleasers to master. Psychologists call it the broken record technique. Manipulators are persistence hunters. In the animal kingdom, persistence hunters don't rely on speed or strength. They rely on endurance. They follow their prey until the prey collapses from exhaustion. In conversation, a manipulator wears you down. They poke, they prod, they reframe, they shift the goalposts. They ask you why you can't do something. You explain. They counter your explanation. You defend your explanation. They question your loyalty. You defend your character. By the end, you are exhausted. And just to stop the conversation, you give in. The broken record breaks this cycle. You decide on your boundary. It must be a simple, declarative statement. "I won't be able to make it. That doesn't work for me. I'm not comfortable with that." Then no matter what they throw at you, you repeat it. You don't justify. You don't explain. You don't defend. Them? But why? You're letting me down. You. I understand you're disappointed, but I won't be able to make it. Them. After all I've done, you're being so selfish. You. I hear you, and I still won't be able to make it. You are not a machine. They will try to hit emotional buttons to get a different response. But in psychology, when a behavior stops producing a reward, it eventually becomes extinct. When your emotional reaction is removed, their tactic dies. You become a boring target. You become a rock in the river. The water screams and splashes, but the rock does not move. Manipulation hates light. It grows in the damp basement of ambiguity and assumption. The single most powerful phrase you can learn, according to behavioral researchers, is deceptively simple. That's interesting. Tell me more. It sounds soft. It sounds curious. But to a manipulator, it is a scalpel. When someone gaslights you, telling you that you remembered an event wrong, your instinct is to defend. No, I know what I saw. This is a trap. You are now fighting on their battlefield, trying to prove your sanity. Instead, you shift the spotlight onto them. Them. I never said that. You're making things up. You. That's interesting. Tell me more about how you remember it. You aren't defending your memory. You are asking them to build a case. You are forcing them to provide specifics. Manipulators rely on vague emotional impressions. When you ask for details, what specifically did I say? How did that make you feel? What do you mean by always? You force them into a logical corner. If they are lying, the details will become harder to keep straight. If they are exaggerating, the exaggeration will look foolish when spoken out loud. You are no longer the defendant. You have become the judge, and you are simply asking for the facts of the case. This move does something else profound. It signals that you are not emotionally hooked. A manipulator feeds on your fear, your guilt, or your anger. When you respond with calm curiosity, you are speaking a language they don't understand. You are speaking the language of detachment. Silence is terrifying to most people. We feel compelled to fill it. If there's a lull in a conversation, we rush to say something, anything, to make it comfortable. Manipulators know this. They make a statement, and then they wait. They let the pressure build. They know you will eventually speak to break the tension, and often you will concede ground just to end the silence. Move number 3 is to weaponize your own silence, not as a cold shoulder, that's passive-aggressive, but as a calm, intentional pause. When a manipulator says something outrageous, something designed to provoke you, do not respond. Do not react. Just pause. Look at them. Breathe. Count to 5 in your head. Let the silence hang in the air like smoke. What happens in that pause? The manipulator begins to doubt themselves. They expected anger or tears or a frantic defense. They got a void. In that void, their brain starts to race. Why aren't they reacting? Did my shot miss? Are they smarter than I thought? You have just forced them into introspection, a place they hate to be. When you finally speak, your voice is calm. You haven't lost your cool. You have demonstrated that you are in complete control of yourself. And control of yourself is the one thing they cannot take from you. This is the nuclear option, and it is essential for self-preservation. You do not have to attend every argument you are invited to. In fact, the healthiest response to a manipulative attack is often to decline the invitation entirely. There is a magic sentence. It goes like this: I'm not going to have this conversation with you right now. That's it. No explanation, no maybe later. You are stating a fact. You are asserting your sovereignty over your own time and mental space. This works because it short-circuits the escalation cycle. A manipulator wants to engage now, while the emotion is hot. They want to catch you off balance. By refusing the timeline, you regain your balance. They might say, "Oh, so you're just running away?" That's a hook. Don't bite. You simply repeat, "I'm happy to talk about this later when we can both be calm." And then you walk away. Or you hang up the phone. Or you stop responding to texts. You are setting a boundary not just on the topic, but on the process of communication. You are demanding respect. And if they can't give it, you are removing yourself from the firing line. Why do we get defensive? Because deep down, we care about what the other person thinks of us. We want them to see us as good, fair, and kind. Manipulators exploit this need. They attack your character specifically to get you to defend it. Move 5 is the practice of non-defensive communication. It sounds like this. Them. You're so selfish for not helping me. You. I can see why you might feel that way. You are not agreeing. You are acknowledging their feeling. Them. You don't care about anyone but yourself. You. I understand you're upset. My decision is still no. Notice what's missing. You didn't say, "That's not true. I bought you coffee yesterday." You didn't list evidence of your kindness. By defending, you validate their right to judge you. By not defending, you retain the authority over your own character. You are communicating. Your opinion of me is your business. My knowledge of myself is mine. This is infuriating to a manipulator because they cannot get a grip on you. They can't find the handle. You are smooth. You are slippery. You refuse to play the game of prove you're a good person. You know you are. And their attempts to make you dance for approval are simply boring. Gaslighting is perhaps the most insidious form of manipulation. It makes you distrust your own mind. I never said that. You're remembering it wrong. You're too sensitive. Over time, you start to believe you are unstable. Move 6 is brutally simple. Trust the paper, not the person. Keep receipts, save emails, take screenshots of texts. If possible, in professional settings, communicate important things in writing. If a conversation is important, send a follow-up email, just to clarify what we discussed. When a manipulator tries to rewrite history, you don't need to argue. You don't need to trust your memory. You simply need to produce the document. Them. I never agreed to that deadline. You. Oh, here's the email where you confirmed it on Tuesday. There is no argument against reality. They will likely pivot or rage or call you obsessive for keeping records. Let them. You are not being obsessive. You are being protected. You are anchoring yourself to the truth, not to their shifting narrative. In a world of emotional chaos, facts are your life raft. Finally, we arrive at the master move, the one that makes all the others effortless. It is the foundation of psychological immunity. It is called radical non-reliance. And it simply means this: you stop needing the manipulator's approval. Read that again. Manipulation only works if you care about what the manipulator thinks. It only works if you want them to like you, to validate you, to stop being angry at you. The moment you stop needing them to be okay with you, you become invincible. This doesn't mean you become cold or cruel. It means you are emotionally self-sufficient. Their anger does not dictate your mood. Their disappointment does not dictate your choices. You are not being mean. You are being free. This is the hardest move because it requires deep internal work. It requires you to fill the void inside yourself that craves external validation. But it is the only permanent solution. When you no longer need them to think you're nice, their guilt trips bounce off you. When you no longer need them to think you're smart, their condescension loses its sting. When you no longer need them to love you, their withdrawal of love is just them leaving. You are whole on your own, and a person who is whole cannot be controlled. They can be disliked, misunderstood, or even attacked, but they cannot be controlled. Manipulators are not monsters. They are people, just like you and me, who have learned a broken way of interacting with the world. But their brokenness is not your responsibility to fix, and it is certainly not a reason to let them break you. You now have the tools, the broken record to outlast them, strategic questioning to expose them, the power of the pause to unnerve them, the boundary of, "I'm not having this conversation," the shield of non-defensive communication, the anchor of documentation, and the ultimate fortress of radical non-reliance. These aren't just tricks to win arguments. They are a reclamation of your selfhood. Every time you use them, you are telling the universe and yourself that your mind is your own. Your choices are your own. Your peace is non-negotiable. The next time someone tries to twist your words, guilt you into submission, or make you doubt the color of the sky, you won't get angry. You won't get sad. You will simply smile, lean back, and think to yourself, "I see the strings, and I will not dance." Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you see the strings a little more clearly, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps more people find their way out of the maze. And remember, the most powerful person in the room is the one who doesn't need to prove it. Stay aware, stay strong, stay free. Before you go, I want you to do one thing. If you've ever felt confused or small after a conversation, hit that like button. Not for me, for you. It's a small act that says, I see it now. Also, drop the word unshaken into the comments. Let this be your anchor. A place you can come back to when you need to remember that you are in control of your own reality. And if you want to make sure you don't miss the next deep dive into the human psyche, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. The more of us who understand this, the less power manipulators have.